What is going on, y'all? Psych Perspectives, GeoFlux here. Just want to share my thought on this, my perspective on this. You know, as I examine my own behaviors, analyze my own behaviors, and work on my own problems, improve where I'm bad at, you know, I'm realizing for me, and just my opinion as well, a lot of times when people get upset, or I should say, when I get upset, and some people can probably relate, but when I get upset at a person, a lot of times it's because a boundary has been crossed, or they keep pushing at my boundaries, or I'm operating from people pleasing. I'm operating from overextending. And that eventually builds resentment because I get tired of constantly going above and beyond all the time. I mean, that is a lot of energy that goes into going above and beyond. You know, you're literally, I'm going the extra mile. I'm doing extra time, energy, money, resources, effort. I'm trying to do my best to please you so you can stay calm, so you can continue to be nice to me, which is also, let's just be real, people pleasing, overextending, whatever you want to call it. It is a form of manipulation. I'm in therapy, you know what I'm saying? So I'm learning, like, that's manipulation. You know, it is what it is, because at the end of the day, you're doing things to get a reaction. And you're manipulating the situation by always going above and beyond, always being helpful, always, you know, paying for things or just buying things, even though in some cases, nobody asked me to do that. Nobody asked me to go and, you know, buy this or pay for this or do this or go here or take them here or whatever. It wasn't asked of me sometimes. And I acknowledge that. I have to acknowledge that, right? Like, that's a part of taking accountability, is acknowledging where I've gone wrong. And I know some people watching this video may be able to relate, dealing with the same thing. But yes, I just realized, like, wow, you know, it's very on me. And again, when the resentment builds up because I'm tired of going above and beyond, or I don't have the energy or the time, and or it's not reciprocated, the other person isn't going above and beyond for me. And in many cases, I don't expect people to go above and beyond, but I do expect people to at least meet some of my needs. And I think, again, a lot of my people pleasing also is stemming from a place of my needs were never, all of my needs, or most of my needs arguably, were never met by my biological parents. And again, at 32, I can't use my childhood to excuse my manipulative tactics and behaviors, my toxic and dysfunctional ways. I have to be accountable for this now at 32 years old. And yet I can still acknowledge, okay, here's the source of where this behavior and thought process and the way you've been living, this is why, right? This is how it started. This is where it began, but it finishes, or it ends with me at 32 years old, taking accountability for me. I can't stress that enough, because in my opinion, I've done it, so I can speak on this for me. Some of us, and like I said, I've done it, and I'm talking about myself here too. Some of us literally will use our childhood trauma to justify toxicity, for people to excuse the way we do things, the way we say things, the way we behave, the way we act. And as you get older, it becomes really pathetic and immature, because you're way too old to still be trying to blame your parents for something that happened 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Yes, I'm going up in decades and years, because you literally will see somebody in their 40s and 50s still trying to blame their parents for why they're doing A, B, and C. And they know what they're, and then the real funky thing is when you know what you're doing is negative, is negatively impacting you, is negatively impacting other people you come into contact with, that you engage with. At some point, you know what you're doing is wrong. It needs to stop. You need to get help. So that's another reason why after a while, it's not about your parents. It's not about what happened to you in your childhood. After a while, it's also, you need to take accountability for how you are showing up in today, in current present time. So anyways, back to the point, or one of the many points, I should say, is also looking at the fact that, excuse me, also looking at the fact that the resentment builds up, and some people, when they see that you're constantly doing things, you know, you're always there, you're dependable, you go out of your way to make people happy, or to please people, or to meet their needs, you people please, you overextend, and they know that they're so accustomed and comfortable with constantly coming to you because they pretty much know you're a yes person. You're gonna always say yes. Because that was me. I was always saying yes, 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 yes. I got it. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I can get it. Oh, I just thought about this, you know, and I was out here, so I decided to get this for you, or whatever. And you burn yourself out, okay? Because I think here in my 30s, I am definitely burnt out, because I've literally spent basically 3 decades doing that. So at this point, I'm like at my wit's end. Like now, I'm just kind of like, okay, no. Because some people will also see that, you know, and let's be honest, people who want to take advantage are going to take advantage. You know, I always hear the givers need to learn how to set boundaries for how much they're going to give, because takers are never going to set boundaries on how much they're going to take. So you really have to think about that. Like, some people literally will take your kindness for weakness, because you keep overextending yourself, you keep people pleasing, you keep going above and beyond, and it's not necessary. And then I'm also learning, just because I don't say yes all the time, or I don't go above and beyond all the time, that doesn't mean I don't love you, I don't care about you. But it means that I'm doing exactly what I can within reason to how I feel, to my needs, to my boundaries. Because that's the other problem with people pleasing. You're also constantly, you're mad because you're doing things that you don't want to do, because you think it's going to make the other person happy, or you're gonna get a better result out of the situation. So you're manipulating the situation. That's why it's still a form of manipulation. You know, I was manipulating for years using the people-pleasing method. Like, but also, this is where things will get bad if you don't make a correction.